Okay, and we're back. We've got turn 8 of our Rams game, joined by my colleague, Blackmane. Blackmane, how you doing?
I'm good. How you, Torsion?
Doing well. So, as we left it, looked like Ulm and TC were pulling ahead from an expansion perspective, but still plenty of indie provinces left. And just as a quick recap, we have an 11-player game here, 4 players underwater, which is a little bit unusual, so plenty of water on the map. And then because it's 11 in the way Map Nuke works, we're using a 23 province per player set, so plenty of room to expand into. Um, and we'll jump in on turn 8. Here we go. Oh, still that expansion, that initial party from Ulm doing work, very few losses. Um, Very impressive expansion from Ulm so far, in my opinion. What do you
Yeah,
think?
every single box ticked, really. Low attrition, using mercs, just, high efficiency in terms of gold. Had a really fantastic expansion in this game.
Here's something you don't see every day. Minotaur
Minotaur.
expansion coming out of Asphodel. This probably that province that they bumped off of before, came back, brought in the trampling
Hmm.
berserkers.
I
Relatively
mean,
expensive, but a decent amount of hit
yeah.
points. And if you're fighting size 2, I guess it works well. I guess they're not even trampling the pale ones. They're just strong
They just
enough to
axe
hit
them.
through it.
Let's have a look. I'm interested to see, because they had Minotaurs don't have dark vision, right? Do they?
Nope.
No, no dark vision.
Black centaurs racing
Oh,
out front. That's oh, and using their ranged attack. Okay. Javelins.
throw some javelins. Why not?
Let the minotaurs catch up.
I guess he's just gonna axe them. Whoa, that was actually quite a lot of damage from the pale ones.
Yeah. I'm actually
Surprised
surprised
he
they
did
took
this
so
well.
few losses.
Yeah. I think he got quite lucky actually by the looks.
Yeah.
The damage was quite spread out.
Yeah, because, yeah, a bunch of these guys lost quite a bit. Yep. Oh, wow. Extremely lucky, I would say.
Mm. I think if that had been against the initial party without losses on the indie side, he may have lost that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, only one loss, so lives to fight another day.
Very lucky.
TC continuing to expand. Is this underwater? No. This is not an amphib expander. Oh, it is. Okay. So he can grab some of these underwater provinces. That's going to be a significant advantage for TC, I think.
If he wants to risk pissing off his neighbor, it's the real big question.
Well, I think. Hold on, we'll take a look at the map here. But um,
Oh, he has quite a lot of ponds. Yeah,
yeah,
that is a big advantage for him.
yeah, and even down here by Shinu, if he did choose to move that direction, um, yeah, that could be significant. Oh, a slight loss here, but nothing too troubling. A few spearmen, but once again, he's got plenty. Yeah, the goblin's just incredibly efficient, taking out heavy cav with reasonable losses. 30 or so is about the limit, I would say, on how many you need to expand, but you can probably grab a weaker province or two with a party like this.
Yeah, more than enough. I mean, the losses, it's so meaningless when they're 5 gold each.
Yep.
It's like that one Minotaur is probably worth more than those 7. Doing much better now.
Yep.
Bit
Here we
more
go. They're
balanced
figuring
group.
things out. Yuga just continues strong expansion. Huh, good expansion here, Phaeacia. Ulm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think, once again, I think this party's oversized, but oh well.
Yeah, it's still working for him, I guess. But yeah, the Red Guard just doing everything. Those
Yeah.
Tomahawk Warriors and Archers probably be off
Yep.
taking another province.
Exactly. Ooh.
Oh, that's unpleasant. That's very unfortunate.
Yeah, I wonder what happened here.
He looks like he just got a really unlucky route, like
Yeah.
a morale roll. Unfortunately, Bakemono have relatively low morale.
Yeah. 7 heavy calves, not a ton. Scrolling back to his other expand. Yeah, I guess 7 just slightly stronger
Just
charge.
enough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
minimal losses here. Yep, spearmen just don't underestimate them in numbers for an expansion purpose.
Yeah. Got that shield too, so they can deflect a little of that Archer Fire. Really effective. Oh, Shiniyama had another bounce. Really unfortunate here.
Yeah, so heavy infantry. Yeah, I guess there's a sizable enough. You got even numbers. Heavy infantry slightly harder to hit through. I still would have thought they'd be able to repel good enough.
Yeah, I think that let's have a look and see.
Is this a mixed group? Yeah, he's got a few of the club
Yeah, these club
ones,
guys. Yeah.
but majority seem to be. Is this his profit by? Yeah, it is.
I think his numbers are just a little low for the size.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, the heavy infantry ripped through those club guys. Then it looks like, yeah, they're going to come around here on the edge. And there's just enough of them. And
Yeah,
they
they're
hit.
gonna flank.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
broadsword hits strong enough.
Yeah, see they're getting that nice surround.
Yep.
And that means that, the repel is not quite as effective
Yep.
because little known fact, but harassment, most people know that your defense goes down with harassment when you get attacked by units, but your repel also goes down.
Yep. And there they go.
There we go. Yeah. And I think they would have won if they had not taken a bad morale check.
Yeah. Good expand here. Small party.
Spaceship
Lossless.
finally hitting their stride.
Yeah, that's a perfect expand. Bergmeister Guard
Mm.
continuing to chug along. Interesting. Mixed in some slingers, maybe. Oh, wow. Took down those cloud mages pretty well.
I think to Evo bait is what those singers are there for.
Yeah. Strong play by Ulm.
Worked.
Nothing too surprising here.
Nope.
Oh, Atlantis again. Tough
Into
indies, though,
Shark
right?
Tribe. Yeah. Expanding into Shark Tribe, it's a bit like expanding into Barbarians. Really got to be prepared to take some losses,
Mm-hmm. Is it is
especially because of the
this
poison damage.
is it similar to Barbs where certain units perform extremely well and others just get mulched?
Yeah, it's the only big difference is that Shark Tribe do poison damage, so they can often cause attrition. Like you might find that some of these units died after the battle. And the other thing is that they're both these like kind of high damage, low protection, like kind of fragile but high damage units. But Shark Tribe do it in multiple hits. They have 3 attacks, while Barbs just have 1 heavy attack. So it's
Mm-hmm.
not completely the same, but it's a similar kind of thing where you can really get wrecked. But if you have a high enough prot and poison resistance, then you can just mulch through them.
Strong expand here by Atlantis.
Looks like they use mercenaries. Still getting quite a lot of attrition.
Yep. Oh, a little bit of loss
Lost
here.
to do. Yeah.
That's a tiny party though, so pretty effective.
Yeah, still worth it.
Oh no.
Oh wow. Invisible guy. Oh no.
Ooh, Independence took a province back. That's what you get for Misfortune 3.
Yep. This is one of the reasons I really don't like Misfortune. It can actually really hurt you in expansion.
Yeah.
Because now, not only did you lose that province, you're going to have to move a party back in to take it again. So in a way, you've lost 2 provinces.
Yeah.
Because you've, 2 potential provinces, basically.
Luckily for them, it is on the backside and it is in their cap circle. So they could send a party through and then into this farmland, if you will. But still,
Yeah,
not
it's not
ideal.
definitely not ideal. Gets them back. But yeah, you're right. On the next expansion party, they can go through.
Yeah, Ulm and TC continue to do well. Who's this yellow? Is that Yes? Nope. Oh, Shamba. Okay. Shamba's moving up the
Shambles catching
list.
up.
Yep.
Flagra has.
And then Relay is actually right there. Oh yeah, Flagra's
Oh,
hurting.
yeah. I don't know what's going on there, but that's
That's. Oh wait, this is income. My apologies.
income
Here we go.
provinces. Okay, so everyone's kind of more even. But Flagra hasn't expanded this turn at all.
Yeah, that's. And you think with an ethereal expander, you want to be using it as effective, if not more effectively, than TC's Quickness Dragon.
Yeah, it should be very similar strength, but
Yep.
for some reason they've been really struggling. I mean, we saw last time that they weren't even really scripting it.
Yep.
Could be part of it.
Anything to see here before we move to turn 9?
I don't think so. It's all pretty standard expansion.
Okay, here we go. Turn 9, Rams game. Let's see if we get any bumps. We're entering that zone where a bump could happen at any turn. Oh, there we go. A little bump. Oh, not good.
Into the well, lost those spearmen. Luckily they're cheap, but
Yeah,
it's always the risk expanding into undead.
yep. Just not enough punch to get through.
Yeah, one of the things you're kind of relying on with these big militia blobs is that they don't kill very quickly, but they can hold the line, and that means that you start getting more morale checks on your opponent, and they kind of rout a lot of the time. The other big thing they wouldn't have considered here, but of course makes a huge difference, is with spearmen you're relying on those repel checks, but undead have perfect morale, so they don't get repelled. Couple of losses.
Yeah, this might be the end of that initial party for Ulm. But still
Yeah,
not
it's
bad.
getting pretty
Turn
thin.
9, no reinforcements, still expanding with your initial party.
Yeah, really solid. Now they can just consolidate it into another group, keep going.
Yep. Strong expand here. Once again, continuing the on-land expansion. Yeah, another party where we're mixing in cross. Honestly, I almost wonder if the crossbows are doing more damage to the red guard than the
Yeah.
barbs.
Yeah, but I mean, it's working out for him. He's having a strong expansion.
But it could be stronger.
It could be, yeah. No, that feeling it could be a little more optimized.
Ooh. Yeah. So
Oh, Shinu's stalled out really bad now.
gotta be careful. There are certain matchups, just as good as they do against barbs, they do as bad against other indies.
Horse Tribe are another one of these
Horse tribe,
really
relatively
polarizing
low hit
matchups.
point, relatively low morale, a little bit of protection, but still, they're gonna get crushed by the arrows.
I think no hat, right?
Yeah, no hat.
Yeah, this is no hat. Very problematic against
Yeah,
this
they're
mass
just gonna
archer
get.
fire.
Yep. Not nearly enough numbers. Yeah. Gotta pick your battles with these guys.
I think that Shinu just got a little bit too ambitious. They probably should have done some consolidation.
Yep.
Now they're hurting for it.
Ooh. Decent amount of attrition on the Asphodel side.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
But into barbs, it's to be expected.
Yeah. Another strong expand by
Into a pyromancer.
Yeah. I wonder, did they throw any gear on the commander? Where is he? Is there a way to isolate him?
Yeah. You can select him using the command menu. So press F1 and then C. And then right click, I think.
Ah, there we go. Okay, he does have a little bit of gear.
Just a sword. Not even really worth putting on, to be honest.
Yeah, agreed. Atlantis, decent expand here, onto land.
Yeah, good idea. They wanna get some coastal forts up.
And
They get really
then
efficient research.
pumped right back into the ocean.
Oh dear. Unfortunate for them.
Yeah, not
Yeah, the party is
great
just too small.
outcome. How do you approach your move onto land as an underwater nation? Do you proactively reach out to someone whose coastline, if you will, you're planning to um, establish your beachhead, or do you try to sneak on and then resolve it diplomatically after the fact?
I find that um, there's a bit of a culture in Dominions where water nations get upset if land nations take water provinces and vice versa. And so I've found that trying to negotiate borders that include land almost never works. The land nations will just immediately insist that you don't take any provinces near them. Normally, what I would prefer to do is expand onto land and then use that. You want to negotiate from the position of strength, right? Like if you're already on land, now they have to negotiate to get you off that land.
Hmm.
So normally I'd want to be taking those provinces more aggressively. And then you have to try to make the argument if you want to keep those land provinces, right? That basically, for example, Atlantis has a pretty easy argument they can make, which is you only want to take those provinces because you want to produce research majors out of them. You're not actually wanting to attack further into land.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, it's always a bit of a gnarly diplomatic situation. You have to negotiate.
Large party here by yes, continuing their expansion on land. Ulm continuing to do work. Oh, good expansion
Well,
here
still
by
doing fine.
Atlantis. Strong performance by the spearmen here.
Yep.
Relays
Very
getting
clean.
their system down. And the
However, still
heroes.
doing
Look at that. Two
still doing well.
losses versus,
Cataphracts.
yeah,
Wow. That's just
just attack skill 10 into attack skill 17, right?
into defense 17.
Or
Yeah,
defense 17, yeah.
they can't close it out, and the little guys just stab their kneecaps.
Asphodel leveraging the free spawn with pretty good luck here. These are actually
Yeah,
sacreds,
managed to
but
pick it up.
obviously Asphodel doesn't have a bless, so who cares?
Yeah, throw them away.
Oh, starting to scout some thrones here.
It's a very easy throw, so we gotta get that. Ooh,
Ooh, they got
they're
lucky.
lucky to win that. Yeah, Shark Knights don't mess around.
Are these losses acceptable?
Uh, it's not great. I wouldn't want to make that trade. No. Meteorite Guard are not very expensive, but they're very slow to recruit
Because of
because
the
of
high
the
resource cost.
yeah. That's quite a lot of attrition.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
Strong expand by Ryuga again. Oh, they lost a commander here, but
Sneaky Kraken, but thankfully had two.
yeah. And then yeah, numbers are so important as Shinu with these goblins. Once you start getting down in the 30s, um,
Yeah, you're just going to lose them all to a
you got to
rout.
look to
Yeah.
consolidate in my mind. Okay,
Finally,
here
a
we
nice
go.
clean expansion from Flegra.
Very good expansion here. And yeah. Oh, into the Bone Tribe. Good result.
Oh, yeah, wow. Really cleaned that up.
Yeah.
Very effective.
And then yeah, once again, using the Sphinx in isolation, it did fine.
Yeah, much better.
TC here. Yeah, once again.
Lost a red guard, I think, to an archer.
Yep. All the work being done by the Red Guard. They're putting themselves at a disadvantage here.
Yeah.
Ooh, some Guardians coming out of Ulm.
They're probably starting to prep for their first war now.
Yeah.
Makes sense to swap over.
And obviously,
Light attrition, but acceptable against 12 heavy cab.
yeah, very strong performance by the Guardians. And then TC continues. This is in one of those underwater provinces, I
Yeah.
believe. Yeah.
Yeah.
So good for them. Good use of the expander this game.
Yeah. Their build's working out for them so far.
Okay, so that was turn 9. We'll take a quick glance at the graphs here. and then we'll rip through turn 10 and call it a wrap for this episode. Sound good?
Let's do it. Yep.
Yeah, province's income, nothing's changed. We're Ulm maybe pulling away a tiny bit, but still right there in income. No
Yeah,
forts yet.
trajectories are very. Let's have a look at research. How are people doing? Really
Ulm,
split
yes.
so far.
Oh wait, no, not Ulm. Who is
Might be
that?
yes.
Atlantis and yes.
Mm,
Oh, not yes. Who's yellow? Shamba. Okay, apologies. Atlantis
interesting.
and
Yeah,
Shamba on top of research.
Shava makes sense. Atlantis is unusual because I guess they're not recruiting their basalt queens. I didn't quite see from their sets. Oh yeah, they're recruiting the um I think just the basic H1 guys.
A huge old
Ah,
man of
no,
the
they have
sea.
an awake.
Yeah.
They have an awake researcher. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yep.
It's not a terrible idea. It's a really, actually, a pretty good awake researcher because you can turn it into a Titan later. I mean, it's a Titan. You turn it into a super combatant.
So what turn was that? That was turn 9, right?
So 9, yeah.
Here we go. Here's turn 10. Okay. Turn 10 Rams. Another player conflict. Oh, a couple.
Ooh,
Let's see what happens.
interesting.
Ooh.
Oh, well, that's a bad loss. I
Yep.
think they just. I think some of the militia just snuck by. That's what it looks like to me. Got that priest.
Yeah. Yikes.
Oh, heavy losses, but at least they won.
Yeah. Just barely, though. Strong expansion by Ulm. Standard expectation from Ryugajo.
Okay. Continuing to do well. They've really. Yeah, they combined those two sets of units.
Yeah, that's
The regional
perfect.
party.
That's well executed.
Yeah, they're really doing well this game.
A lot of Minotaurs here.
53 kills. Well, I mean, we doubted the Minotaurs, but they have been putting in work, that's for sure.
Well, yeah, they're trampling these guys on size 2, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, they
19
are.
of them. Yeah.
I think just having that extra free spawn chaff is stopping them from being kind of picked out because they're quite vulnerable actually for Trampler. Got relatively low defense, but I think having all this chaff means that they can, low defense, low prod, but
Yeah.
everything else is distracting. Yeah, a couple of losses, very acceptable against heavy cav. Same here, nice distraction with those slingers. Those Herbergs.
Short Kings,
Very
man.
strong.
They're doing work.
I'm gonna get these mercs every game now that I see them.
And then they'll die on the first expand somehow.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. He came back against that heavy infantry and he was able to take it this time. I guess probably just didn't get surround on that corner.
Yeah, a bit risky, but
Extremely
he had
risky.
his profit, so
Yeah.
you can see most of the kills are just profit smiting them. Sucks to lose and list it, but it's no big problem.
Strong expands continue. Once again, Flegger is mixing in troops. It's just
Once
a few
again,
troops, but I don't understand why.
it's just a complete waste.
Yeah. Yeah, TC again. Friendly fire, right?
Sacred. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, so you can see here the archers got 1 kill. You lost 2, and the Indies only got 1 kill, so archers killed your own dude.
And he's even got a second set of mercenaries in there now. This is a really overkill army.
Oh
He
yeah,
could
the
be
Abyssian
expanding
infantry
even
did
further.
nothing here.
Mm.
And you can throw these high prot guys, you can throw them at some weaker Indies.
Yeah, these can take Indies on their own.
Yeah. Continues to do well with the expander though.
Oh,
Ooh,
we
they
have a bump.
want a bump.
Not too surprising. If your Dragon King lost against 40 Bakemono, then you have to seriously reconsider your build.
Oh, he's just rushing right in, right? He's not even buffing. I guess he probably doesn't. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, just get that Dragon Breath out. Oh, nasty.
Yeah. Took a little bit of. Oh wait, no damage. Okay. Right? No, a tiny bit of damage.
A little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing to see here. 60 spearmen versus some Zots.
Yep.
Interesting. This is a pretty small party, but did pretty well against the heavy cav.
Yeah. That just a couple of Black Centaurs really cleaned that up.
Yeah.
I think he must have got a bit lucky there.
And then decent expand here. Yeah, it's all about the numbers with these goblins. You just need a critical mass, and then they roll everything. Oh, another perfect expand by Flegra. Good job here, figuring these parties out at least, but this is an incredibly expensive expansion party.
Yeah, it's 65 each.
Yeah.
You'd hope they'd do okay. Oh, I lost his Miko.
Ooh. Oh, this is just a priest. Okay.
He might have lost. Looks like he may have lost some red guard to his own crystalman again. It's hard to tell.
Well, you assume these. Yeah, it's hard to tell with the crossbows, but
Yeah, you'd
there's a
assume the
mismatch here.
crossbowmen on the other side. Yeah.
Yeah. Good expand here. Yeah, strong expand. Oh, here we go. Raigajo went after Relay.
Oh. This is you must be expecting that god to wake up soon. Already attacking in. Very aggressive.
Very aggressive considering he held the choke and could have continued to focus efforts. Oh, wow. Yeah. So he popped up on land over here in the south near Shinu and Phaeacia. Oh, look at, yeah, Phaeacia's going heavily towards Flegra, which, given how Flegra's expanded so far, is going to work out very well for them.
Yeah, he's managed to. I mean, Facia's not huge, but
Yeah.
it's a nice even expansion. He doesn't have a lot of tails, so
Yeah.
he can at least consolidate it. Always the worst thing is when you're expanding well, you want to kind of get these big tails right and then close them in.
Yep.
But if you're expanding badly and you do that, then you end up just this kind of thin, emaciated
Overextended
shape.
and yeah.
Yeah.
Where was that? Oh wow, yeah, he's moving in.
Straight in. It's very, yep, rapid fight. Wonder whether he maybe had a scout up there and saw Raylad's attrition, perhaps.
Yeah, you'd think he'd be sending his scouts in that direction right off the bat. Um, yeah, it's going to be interesting. And then over on the other sides of the lake, still plenty of room here for Atlantis and Relay. I wonder how the diplomacy's going between the various pond bros. Yis took these two land provinces, but there's still some indie provinces in between them in the water. And then
Yeah, I'm interested to know what the war situation, whether Yiz is about to also attack Raylay.
yeah, Yis is relatively close to Ulm here.
Oh yeah, very close.
Yeah, but with how far Ulm, oh, fort is under construction, right outside Asphodel.
And that's very close.
And
I
then, oh
guess
wow,
we all know what his first target's going to be.
look how far Ulm raced, cutting
Yeah,
Atlantis off here.
Ulm has expanded very well. Got some really kind of great, also expansion patterns.
Yeah, Shinu's doing a good job, or TC's doing a good job cutting Shinu off here. We'll see where the expander goes next turn. Probably into 241.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah, and then maybe back into some of these underwater provinces.
Yeah, I think that. Well, the one thing about 241, if he does that, is that his pretender will get cursed
Oh,
because that's lizard shamans. So we'll
interesting.
see whether he risks it. It's almost guaranteed that he'll get cursed. I think it's not even MR negates, it's just straight up curse.
But
Um,
what's the use of the dragon carrying your quickness bless post expansion?
uh, I mean, you still have it as a monster, so you can still, and it's one of its advantages is that it is flying, so you can use it to jump on things really quick and kind of unpredictably. Uh, but other than that, I mean, monsters really drop off after expansion. They're good for that first war before people have counters, but once counters are online, they're pretty weak. And I
So,
would say something that's very similar with Quickness Bless. Like your first war, you've got this huge advantage, everything's hitting for a zillion damage, but uh, eventually, I mean, Quickness is an ability, is a spell that you get pretty early on in research. So eventually, you're not doing anything you couldn't just do by buffing,
mhm.
and then your strength begins to fall. So, apologies for the bird noises. So yeah, TC will really have to leverage this, dramatic early expansion
Yeah, here's our
and powerful early
graphs.
bless.
Provinces. Ulm's pulling away a bit, but TC's still right there with them.
Yeah, they're definitely the leaders of the pack, that's for sure.
Yep. No forts yet. Income, TC and Ulm right there. And then, yeah, research. Some interesting splits here. Flagra
We
actually
have what?
is higher than I expected.
Doing okay. Who's that at the very bottom?
That's got to
Is
be
that
TC, right? Yeah. Oh, even below them? No, it's going to be our dragon buddies.
Dragons? Yeah, they haven't even put a single guy on research yet.
Maybe one.
Yeah. And Ulm is at the top. So that's definitely, I think, looking really great for them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or no, Atlantis. Ulm is quite a bit lower.
Oh, Ulm's down
Ulm's
here.
right
Okay.
here. They are moving fast now that they've, I think, moved away from the Black Knights and leaning into those expansion parties. And I don't know. Let's see. We have a fort here. We have a fort here. Anywhere else?
If they're forwarding south, that's very suggestive that they've chosen
Yeah.
Asphodel as the first target.
As soon as they get a few more forts up, I'd expect their research to
Yeah,
tick
it'll
up even
spike very
quicker.
quickly.
Yeah.
They're in a fantastic position. Atlantis, I think, with an awake old man of the sea, I think is what they had.
Yes.
Yeah, this is a very efficient research pretender. I would expect that they are slamming up Conjuration with the intent to suddenly appear with a huge amount of water elementals for their first water war, which is a pretty efficient strategy if that's what they're doing. We'll have to see whether they, they're currently, sitting lower in the pack in terms of province size, but if they suddenly convert that into water elementals in first war, they can really sweep through and get big very quickly.
Yep. And we did point out the steel ovens in an earlier video, I believe. Now fully surrounded by our Olmish friends. Um,
Oh,
Obviously, they aren't aware of this yet, but they've managed to do the surround. And then something else that was brought to my attention was right outside Flegra's cap circle is two really strong indie sites. There's the Conjurer to break into blood,
wow. Blood Death,
and
fantastic.
then
And crystals.
yeah, so depending on how you want to go, um, helpful here.
That's an amazing province for Flagrant.
Yep.
Let's
Or
see if they capitalize on
whoever,
it. Oh, yeah, whoever takes it off them.
yeah.
Which I suspect that, I mean, Fascia really only has Flagra or who's to their east. I think they're going to have to attack one of these members, right?
Shinu.
Shinu, but it's not really such a good attack route.
No,
It's very narrow.
and it's pretty
Um,
far.
yeah, and it's quite far. Yeah, it's very far. I think that their obvious target is Fascia. I would expect this war.
Yep.
And Orm into Asphodel also makes really a lot of sense.
Yeah, the unorthodox build from Asphodel was interesting to see. Um, we'll see how it turns out for them.
Yeah, they unfortunately we might not really get to see what they had planned if Orm attacks them because
Actually, though, against Ulm, the Minotaurs are probably one of their best options, right?
the Minotaurs, the trample damage will be really good. Uh,
And Ulm,
the min
the line infantry from Ulm don't hit particularly hard. They're not sacred, so the guardians are kind of negated.
It might do okay. I'm a bit suspicious that uh, when it comes to a larger force, the Minotaurs they won't be cost efficient enough.
They are expensive.
They are expensive and they have low protection, low defense. I think that especially if Orm makes a swap into some of the infantry that have a little bit higher damage,
The
I wouldn't
axes,
expect
maybe,
it
or
to
the
be that long.
flails.
Yeah, something like this. Because the pikes certainly are not doing that much against them.
Yep.
And a lot of the other units that Orm is, Asphodel is brings on, also the pikes aren't that good against. So we'll see if Orm makes a switch or whether they just plan to kind of overwhelm. That is if that war happens, of course. But it does seem like a
It
pretty
does
obvious
seem
choice for Orm.
likely just based on geography
Yeah,
and
it's certainly
yeah.
who I would hit if I was Orm. But we'll see if they decide to take that route or they do something different. They still have a lot of room to expand, to be honest.
Yep.
There's all that neutral territory between them and TC as well.
Yep.
Great.
Well, I think we'll call it a wrap for episode 3.